Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. So, first off, I want to apologize for the audio in the last podcast for anyone who watched that. No idea what happened. Recorded the same way, same equipment that Nick and I have always done for the podcast, and my audio is just terrible. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to address what you're looking at right now, which is something I talked about in the last couple of videos, if you stuck around till the very end. I have bought some Metazoo. The playmat, I really like playmats, and I just had to pick this one up. I'm not a patron of Rudy anymore. I was years ago, but I had to pick this one up. I bought somebody who was selling their kit minus the promo, so I got the couple boxes and the playmat. But yeah, tonight what I plan to do, hopefully not too many people have already thumbed down and clicked off the video. I didn't get these boxes for free. I'm not here to pump and dump Metazoo. I think that there's actually some interesting things going on with it that I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on as we break this first edition box. Not Kickstarter. I will discuss a little bit my entry into Metazoo and what I've bought and sold so far. And yeah, I'll just talk about all that as I start opening the box. So first off, one thing that I really like, I guess they're going to be doing a different wrap for each box. Like this one just says Metazoo on it, but I think each box is going to have its distinct, not just like the Pokemon ones. A lot of them have the Wizards logo. I think each one is going to have a set specific, which I think could do good things to protect counterfeiting down the line. It would just make it that much harder that the wraps from each box are specific to the set. Another interesting thing on that counterfeiting thing, these stickers. Let me get into here. But yeah, these stickers are kind of like the security. A lot of warranty type electronics will have these stickers that when you peel them off, yeah, they give you that void. Void stays on the box. So yeah, I think that just makes it a little bit harder for anyone to reseal. Like if people sell the empty boxes as they do in Pokemon, it would make it harder to reseal those down the line. So this box was pretty crushed. I did pick up a handful of boxes from Troll and Toad that were about 50 bucks cheaper because they were listed as damaged. Anyone who's been following Metazoo, you'll probably know that there were a lot of damaged boxes in the first edition print run that recently went out to card stores. So one interesting thing I really like the idea of are these box toppers. Single card pack. I'll probably open this somewhere midway through the video, but I think it was kind of like a surprise. I don't think it was announced beforehand. So the print run for first edition is 25,000 boxes. Supposedly there's 100, they're called red ink, and it's like a picture of an owl that, yeah, there's only 100 of them printed, 25,000 boxes, so it's about 1 in 250 boxes that you'll get that card. Pretty long shot that we'll get it, but that would be amazing to open my first Metazoo box and get a card that's that rare. So yeah, there's 4 different pack arts, pretty similar to Pokemon. These are the 4 here. I have watched a couple openings, but I tried not to watch too many. I wanted to kind of experience it, mostly myself for the first time. I guess while I was just talking about the rarity, the print run of that 100 quantity red ink card, one thing I really do like about Metazoo is the fact that it's a known print run. 2,500 Kickstarter first edition boxes, and then 25,000 first edition, just the regular first edition boxes. I think it's pretty cool that they're putting out the print data publicly. I hope they do that forever. I mean, if they stick around 5, 10, 20 years, I hope they just keep giving us that data, because like Magic the Gathering, I think we have that. I'm not a Magic expert, but I think we have that data for like alpha through maybe the first few years of Magic. So it's just really cool to have that information, and I hope we keep it moving ahead. One weird thing about the packs, they've got that little pull tab that you just saw me, or not really a pull tab, but they've got that little slit that doesn't really do much to help you open the pack. But yeah, I'm not going to really go through and read every card, but I guess the general way this works, there's up in the top left is kind of the rarity, bottom left you see the first edition stamp, bottom right you see the the card number out of 159. So you've got 4 bronze cards, 3 silver cards, and then you've got your hollow or reverse hollow slot. Looks like we got a reverse hollow joint snake. I will sleeve all the reverse hollows and hollows. But yeah, this is about the first time I did buy a near complete non-hollow set of the Kickstarter cards. But I didn't really handle them raw. They were all sleeved and I didn't really spend too much time with them. I kind of wanted to experience them firsthand in this video. Oh, there's a hollow Piazza bird. I think this kind of like a Charizard looking thing. I think he's oh, sorry if I was off camera most of that time. I think he's a relatively popular one. You can't really go too wrong with a fire-breathing dragon. The feel on these is definitely different from Pokemon cards. I'm terrible. I don't know how I'd describe it, but it's just a different feel to it. I kind of like the look of them. It's definitely weird being so used to yellow borders of Pokemon, but the red borders are kind of... Oh, that one actually peeled better. Quite a different thing. I can't really say I love them, but I don't think I hate them either. Reverse hollow Enfield monster. So yeah, I guess getting into the pros and cons thing, I kind of talked about the known print run, which to me is a big pro. I come from coins. I've mentioned that several times on this channel and in the podcast, but I come from coins where print quantity is a known thing. I really like the idea of that. One of the biggest questions that like people are always asking in Pokemon is, how rare is something? What was the rarest set? How many were printed? We're just never going to know that, except for the occasional promo, really limited stuff. Occasionally we'll have known intended distribution, but even then it's intended, and how many actually came out, you never completely know. But yeah, one thing, like, given that they've only done 2,500 Kickstarter boxes. I didn't do the math myself, but I found somewhere that somebody said that works out to less than 1,000 of each hollow Kickstarter. And then presumably it would just be 10x. 10x because 2,500 to 25,000. So first edition would be about 10,000 of each first edition hollow. For comparison's sake, Alpha Magic, I believe it's something like 1,300, or maybe it's 1,300 or 1,700 of each Alpha rare. And I've seen people making comparisons. Oh, well, Magic's 1,300. This is even rarer than that. These are going to be worth $1 million someday. Magic was printed, I guess, kind of... Not that it's a con, because, I mean, less than 1,000 is really rare, but people get a little carried away. Magic has a nearly 30-year history. That one looks pretty cool. Black hole shard. Magic has a nearly 30-year history. It didn't come out when grading was a thing. It didn't come out with these massive secondary market sale prices. It didn't come out when everyone was automatically sleeving and saving everything. I mean, I heard stories that it was kind of demoed at card shows and people were oftentimes sitting down at the table, playing with the cards raw, throwing them in the garbage afterwards. So Alpha Magic, although that the day that it was printed, it had more of each Alpha Rare. I guess if you kind of do it like that, you can use that tab. So although the day it was printed, there were more of each alpha rare than there are Kickstarter holos. It's just not a reasonable comparison at all, because what percent of those are still left? I have no idea what that would be, but it would be very, very small. Those that are left, how many of them are played, damaged? But yeah, kind of trying to temper people's expectations a little bit, but I mean, say this does stick around 5, 10, 20 years, you're not going to have nearly the amount of attrition, because so many of these are going to be entering plastic slabs to preserve them. But still, like, if this does get legs, if this does take off, 1,000 copies is very, very low. So that's kind of what really intrigued me. That's what made me go out and pick up a couple Kickstarter boxes. So yeah, I guess I'll talk about when I bought into this, what my thinking was, and exactly what I bought. So a few months ago, I think I didn't even follow it super close. I think earlier in the year, the Kickstarter boxes peaked maybe at 5,000 or a little north of 5,000, and then they retraced from there. I did start keeping an eye when I saw them falling. I saw a lot of people talking about Metazoo everywhere, and the prices were just too crazy for me. But same thing we're kind of seeing in Pokemon right now. I think that a lot of times things will overreact to the high side, and so then from there they crash. And I think when things crash, they often tend to over crash. They go too low. So my thinking was early in the summer, okay, end of summer, July 30th, the first edition print of this set's going to come out. Prices peaked over 5,000, so we kind of know where they could get to, theoretically. And the first one that I bought, I want to say I paid $2,100 or so. My price target was around 2,000. I think I got a little impatient. I should have waited a little longer, but I picked up my first box a little over 2,000. And I kind of, when I started Pokemon 7 years ago, I basically said, like, hey, here's $5,000 for me to enter the hobby and do whatever I do with it. So with Metazoo, the numbers are all kind of bigger now. I set aside like $10,000, and I said, I'm going to buy product with this. My goal was to get 3 to 5 Kickstarter boxes, and then maybe some singles here and there. And I ended up buying 3 boxes, $2,100, and then 2 at around $1,700 or $1,800 each. I did want to pick up a couple more, but I was trying to get them in the $1,500 range. I think some did get sold that low. I didn't quite get lucky enough to get them that low. But yeah, I did pretty well to pick up 3 boxes for around low to mid $5,000 range. And then before I could get the 4th box that I was trying to get, prices just shot up. I watched them go over 3, over 4. I was really busy at the time. Probably a good thing, because I didn't even have the time to think too much about listing them. And before I knew it, the lowest listing I saw on eBay was like $7,000. So that was just a few weeks ago. At this point, I mentioned I had bought 3 boxes. Well, there was one day about 2 weeks ago where I had an offer come in for $6,000. I couldn't turn it down. $6,000 after fees was enough to pay for the 3 boxes I had bought. So basically, I sold my 3rd box, and after fees, it covered what I had paid for the 3 boxes. So at that point, I had 2 boxes essentially for free. Look at that, another Piazza Bird Hollow. 2 boxes that I had essentially paid nothing for, because the 3rd box, the proceeds, covered everything. And later that night, I was keeping a very close eye, thinking about throwing up a 2nd box. And then I saw mine sold for 6. I saw one come up for 5,000 or best offer. So I'm like, no way. There's no way I'm going to be able to get one that much cheaper. I put in an offer for 4,000. They accepted. I kind of expected it to be like a scam. I didn't think they were going to actually send it, because even auctions were ending over 5,000 at the time. But yeah, lo and behold, a week or so later, the box came in and it was legitimate. So I was back to 3 boxes again. Ooh, there's the big guy. Well, I guess I'll cut in since I pulled Mothman, and talk about him quick. I think it's like kind of weird how everyone seems to be chasing him. I had never really heard of him. Uh, yeah, to me, I mean, he seems fine. These guys seem pretty funky, but like Piazza Bird looks cooler to me than the other two. But yeah, it's weird that it doesn't feel as like Charizard. On the playground, Charizard was king. Everyone, he was the fire-breathing dragon. I kind of got it at the time. Mothman just doesn't feel like as real. It feels more like people are being told to like him. To me, I hope I pull a Babe the Blue Ox, or I hope I pull a Bigfoot, because I know those. That's where my head's at on all of it. I mean, I'm glad to pull it because I think I think this is one of the higher value ones, so that's good. But yeah, let me get back to what I was buying and selling, and then I'll kind of continue on some of my other notes I have here to hit. This is going to be a long video, so apologies to anyone who wanted this to be a bit quicker just to see the cards. But yeah, so in one singular day, I sold a box for $6,000, and I think, I have no idea how to say that, Quetzalcoatlus. I think that's in one of my son's books about dragons. I think that's some kind of a dragon. I guess it's in something of mythical lore too. Yeah, I sold a box same day for 6 and bought one for 4. Yesterday, so I'm recording this on Friday. What are we on? Like the 26th or whatever day it is. 25th. That was just weird. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I had 3 bronzes and then 3 silvers and then a bronze again. Like they kind of went out of order. I don't know if that's happened in earlier packs, but that was the first time I noticed it. So yeah, I actually sold another one yesterday. This one I sold, it seems like I sold my first one for 6. I think they kind of peaked a little bit higher than that. They're kind of like in this up and down mode. I've been keeping a close eye on it, because if they like shoot to 10, I'll sell another one. But yeah, 2 is kind of what I'm happy sitting on. I got another 2 and 3 packs. I got the hollow, this guy. Yeah, so I'm back down to 2 boxes now, having sold one for 6, one for 5,600. I do have about 10 first edition boxes I picked up. I kick myself because the day that they like launched, they were around $250 a box. I sent offers to a bunch of people trying to save like $50 a box. I was trying to get 10 of them for like $2,200, $2,300 when I could have just clicked buy it now for $2,500. Well, I ended up waiting, and now I ended up buying 10 boxes for around $4,500. So that wasn't the absolute best thing to do, but you can't win them all, I guess. So I guess the first Kickstarter box I sold paid for the 2 Kickstarter boxes I kept, and then the second Kickstarter box I sold paid for the 10 first edition boxes I bought, roughly. I didn't do any theme decks. I didn't do anything like that for now, but maybe I'll get them down the line. Uncle Sam. Yeah, Uncle Sam. I mean, everyone, I can't say everyone knows of him, but he's kind of like the mascot of America. Supposedly I've heard something about these obnoxious 9. I think he's not available in a reverse hollow, so that makes him, I mean, he's a gold hollow, makes him a bit harder to get. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it's that he's not available in a reverse hollow. So he's a bit rarer. So it feels like it's been a pretty good box getting the Uncle Sam. I'd love to get, like I said, a Bigfoot. But yeah, let me peek back at my notes and get back on topic here. So yeah, I talked about the print run. I really like the fact that it's low print run, like if this takes off. But people are getting a little carried away thinking that, okay, an Alpha Lotus goes for this, so that's what that's what Kickstarter Mothman's going to go for. No, that's a little crazy. There we go, Babe the Blue Ox. I really like the whole like, I know several people in my real life, aunts, uncles, things like that, that are really big into Sasquatch and the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, the kind of mythological, or I guess cryptid. Like, I hadn't known that term before, but cryptids are a very interesting thing to me. One, they're in the public domain. Like, I think that's my third Walking Sam. They're in the public domain, which is really intriguing because, like, Pokemon obviously is intellectual property. I can't go draw a Pikachu, put it on shirts, and sell them. Theoretically, I mean, Mothman, Walking Sam, Babe the Blue Ox, these things are all in the public domain. I heard Waddell in a video kind of, like, you couldn't draw the Slide Rock Bolter this exact way. I think they kind of copyrighted the exact images they use, but theoretically, I mean, you can go and make Mothman, your own representation of Mothman, into a t-shirt and sell it because it's a public domain thing. You can't write Metazoo on it. You can't do anything like that, but it's a really intriguing thing, a card game being built on just characters of the public domain. Black cat. So yeah, for me, that's a pretty cool thing. Another thing, I'm in their Discord. I guess the next box, I think it's going to be hollow, and I think it's going to have like glow-in-the-dark effects on it. That's kind of a bit silly, but it's kind of interesting. So whether that's a pro or a con to you, it's a thing that kind of makes it distinct and different. I guess I'm going to do the box topper very last. I'm down to the second to last pack, or the last pack. I think the biggest things here that people are hating on Metazoo for, I don't really get hating it. Another Slide Rock Bolter. I guess there was a video that the creator made. I never saw it before it got deleted. I kind of wish I had, but what I was talking about earlier, how people are like telling you to like Mothman. I guess in the video he talked about Mothman being the Charizard of the game and somebody else being the Blastoise, and I guess I don't know why Piazza Bird wouldn't be the Charizard because he kind of looks like him, right? But anyways, yeah, if I had watched that video, I probably really wouldn't have liked it either. Talking about grading, talking about all the values down the line, and then at the same time trying to say that he wanted to make an affordable card game. I think he's kind of learned from that mistake. Hopefully, I mean, I've listened to him talk in a couple different interviews, like with Pokenomics Jake. Seems like a genuine guy who really has a passion for this. I mean, to devote years of your life to creating a card game, I couldn't even imagine the amount of work that goes into that. Clearly, he must have some amount of passion for it. He kind of made the point, like, if he wanted to just make a lot of money, I think there's a lot quicker and easier ways than creating a card game. And then all the controversy, all the issues that people have with him sending free product. I need to be careful with this one because it's only one card. But the people taking issue with him sending free boxes and free stuff to creators to, like, advertise it. I mean, that's the way the world works. I don't know why people take issue with that. How can you fault someone for trying to push their product out there? I need to be careful with this. How can you fault someone for just trying to advertise their game? I mean, every brand you can think of, every brand you know, they pay celebrities to do sponsored ads, or they send them free buy them free cars, or give them something to wear or use in public, tweet about, be on Instagram. Frost Aura. So yeah, that whole controversy around creators getting free stuff and just being in it for the money. Like, I mean, Rudy right here, he has such an unbelievable amount of product. Let me try to separate these into the reverse hollows. And so yeah, if just the character is hollow, it's a reverse hollow. If the art around it is, then it's a regular hollow, I guess. And it's roughly 1 in 3. for the hollow. I think I had a really good box. One thing that really intrigued me too, I think I understood this correctly. So I believe that these are true random. I think that it seems like I got way more hollows than I should have. I think that these are true random in that 1 out of 3 packs will have a hollow versus a reverse hollow, but you're not guaranteed that ratio. And in Pokemon, you're not guaranteed, but generally speaking, if you open a first edition base box, 12 hollows. I've heard 10, I've heard 14. You had that crazy box that Super Duper Danny opened of Neo Discovery or whatever it was, 36 hollows. That was insane, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think I got 22 hollows. That doesn't seem right to me, but I think that's just what I did. If it's really 1 out of 3 odds to get a regular hollow, and if I've really classified these correctly, I think I just opened a crazy box. But yeah, the idea of true random, the fact that you're not guaranteed to get 12. I also like the fact that I forgot to bring this up earlier. We're 26 minutes in, so I don't know who's going to hear this, but these packs aren't weighable. I really love that. In some ways, it's nice. Like, you can go to an event, you can bring a fossil heavy pack. You can know that, like, you're not going to waste your time and open it in front of 20 people, and then it's just a non-hollow card that people don't care as much about. You can kind of like guarantee that excitement of getting a hollow. But with Metazoo, it's really intriguing that weighing supposedly isn't a thing because they're all hollow or reverse hollow. I really hope they stick with the true random thing, and I really hope they stick with making the packs not be weighable. I heard that they might move away from true random because some people don't like. I guess it would be a bummer if you only got 6 hollows in a box when theoretically you should get 12. But I think I might have just gotten 22. I have no idea. If anyone knows whether I misclassified some of these or if I'm doing something wrong, yeah, let me know in the comments. But I think that is everything I had. I think that is plenty considering we're at 30 minutes. I really appreciate anyone who stuck around for the entire thing. I am not going to become a Metazoo channel. I bought these as kind of a business decision. Clearly it panned out very well with the Kickstarter boxes. I think that some people don't like it, and it's fine to not like it, and they're probably not still here in this video, but to me, if you don't like it, just move on. You don't need to get involved in it, but to me, I'm full-time now. I saw a thing that had a lot of hype, a lot of stuff going on around with it. I've been wanting to branch out from Pokemon for quite a while. Not really like move away from Pokemon, but just now that I have more time, move into other things, kind of diversify, experience some different card games, and I think that just the timing of everything, this was the one. And I might do, as far as like future Metazoo videos, maybe in a month or two, I'll kind of give an update, maybe open a little more product, probably not a whole box, but I'll show a spreadsheet. These are my buys, these are my sells. I don't intend to go in it deeper than the original 10,000 that I devoted to it. The only way I will buy more is if I do sell additional things. And I mentioned I have about 10 of these boxes. I opened a damaged one. I have a couple more damaged ones. I'm probably going to crack these for packs. Troll and Toad Evo does sell the packs. They do sell a lot of singles. So maybe I'll end up cracking 2 or 3 boxes, filling out my own binder, and then sending a bunch of the duplicates down to them. I'll see how I make out on Evo with these things. But yeah, that's Metazoo for you. Yeah, I think that's all I have. I will catch you all later.